You know what time it is, Nate? Let me tell you what time it is, okay? It is Dame time, all
Game
right?
time.
It is Dame time, all right? So last night against the Denver Nuggets in game five, Damian Lillard dropped 55 points with 12 three-pointers, and that 12 three-pointers is an NBA playoff record. He ended up breaking the one by Klay Thompson back in 2016 of game six in OKC, which, by the way, that was a classic game as well for Klay Thompson. But that record now belongs to Damian Lillard. And guess what, Nate? They still lost. This oh my god, I feel bad. I really do. But anyway, a little bit on Damian Lillard's stats. He played for 52 minutes in a double overtime loss to the Denver Nuggets, 147 to 140. He shot 17 for 24 and he shot 12 for 17 from the three. So if you ask me, I think this is one of the best performances I think in playoff history, without a doubt. There are some quotes. I'm gonna read the one first from Terry Stotts. Terry Stotts says it was the best playoff performance I ever seen. And I truly believe that, Nate, because, well, it's one of the best. You know, obviously you got Michael Jordan against the Boston Celtics. You can point to LeBron James' performance against the Golden State Warriors game one, and I think 2018. So you could point to those right there. Even Michael Malone, the coach for the Denver Nuggets, he even had a quote. He said Damian Lillard was superhuman tonight. And Damian Lillard actually said something too, but it's not really what you call positive, Nate. He said it don't matter. We lost the game. At this point, all that matters is we can't lose another game in the series. We go out there and we play to win the game, and we came up short. And look, I like that mentality from Damian Lillard. You know, even though I dropped 55 points, I broke a record. It doesn't matter. You know, we still lost the game, and the number one thing is to win, Nate. It's as simple as that. He hit one to tie with 3.7 seconds left in regulation, and it came after a review overturned a foul on a three that would have given Lillard three free throws. He hit another in the first overtime with 6.6 seconds left, over the 6'10" Michael Porter Jr., who was also a nomination for Most Improved Player of the Year, and he scored again and forced the second extra frame. And that one completed a 9-point comeback in the final 2 minutes, all led by Damian Lillard. Okay, let me tell you something, Nate. Damian Lillard, that we all know that man's a beast, all right? And this man completely went. Like, I'm gonna be honest, if Thanos was a basketball player, that'd probably be Damian Lillard last night. But for some reason, despite everything that Damian Lillard did last game, it still wasn't enough. Like, I'd be pretty heated if I was Damian Lillard as well. And CJ McCollum actually talked about the shot that he made to keep the Trailblazers alive in the game before obviously losing double overtime. He said, and I quote, the degree of difficulty on which he hit some of those shots is godlike. To be able to create space and shoot from so far out, contested time after time, it's a shame we wasted one of the all-time performances by not being more supportive for him. And obviously, you know, the Blazers and the other four starters all scored in double figures, but down the stretch, Lillard obviously, you know, Damian Lillard was the guy, Nate. He scored an assist on 37 of the Blazers' final 42 points, which shows you exactly how involved he was in this offense. And Blazers forward Robert Covington, he also had a quote. He said, and I quote, he did everything that he could. And last but not least, Terry Stotts, he made one more quote. He said, and I quote, I have empathy for Dame. I have empathy for anybody on our team. But now's not the time for empathy. Now's the time to regroup and come back and get game six. So, you know what, Nate? I'll start off with you, but before you start, I just want to say that the source for this article is Royce Young, ESPN staffer. So your thoughts on Damian Lillard and his 55-point night, and not only that, breaking the playoff record for most threes in a game.
It's Dame time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what it is.
I mean, like, look, put it this way, Nate. Okay, the clock was worked. All right, the clock was ticking. The clock was working. The clock was ticking. The clock was working. The only problem is the time was wrong because the team didn't help him.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not the first time we've had to talk about something like this. You know, Bradley Beal, I know, dropped 60 in one game and the Wizards still lost. You know, Zach LaVine
Yeah,
dropped 53 in another game and the Bulls still lost. I don't know how that happens. You know, you get all that point support, all that shooting support, all that, and you still can't win the game. You know, but I like the mentality. You know, like you said, you know, they got to come back strong game six. That's just that, you know. They got to play together as a team. They got to force a game seven against the Nuggets. They've been doing a really good job, Mario. You know, the both teams have been doing a good job with keeping it close. But like Damian Lillard said, you know, we can't afford to lose another game because if they lose another game, that's that. that's the end of their playoff run, and they can't afford that. Same thing with the Denver Nuggets, but they lead the series, so I don't think they're as concerned as losing. But again, you shouldn't be you can't lose games because that's just gonna lose four and that's that. But either way, Mario, Damian Lillard's balling, but at the end of the day, when Damian Lillard's balling, the whole team has to ball as well. Because there's no way you drop 55 points. You shot 12 3-pointers in a playoff game, and you still didn't win the game. So if I'm the Portland Trailblazers, I'm capitalizing on everything next game. Game 6, it's game 6 for the Portland Trailblazers is go big or go home. That's just the meaning of it. So with that being said, not much else for me to say here. Best of luck to Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers. Best of luck to the Denver Nuggets. And don't forget, it's Dame time.
Right. I mean, first of all, congratulations to Damian Lillard on the amazing performance. But, if he was on this camera right now, he'd be like, what you congratulate me for? We lost the game. So, yeah. But anyway, so far, Nate, this series has been really, obviously the Nuggets are ahead, but this series, really no team has taken the momentum. The first game, the Blazers win 123 to 109. Second game, the Nuggets win 128 to 109. Third game, the Nuggets win it again, 120 to 115. That was the only close game. Fourth game, the Trailblazers win at 115 to 95. And then obviously this game, it was 147 to 140. It was a close game as well. And let me tell you something. I seen some of the shots that Damian Lillard was hitting, and it was absolutely ridiculous. This guy, let me tell you something. We all know Damian Lillard is a ridiculous player, but when he has nights like these, oh my God, this guy is a monster. This man, when he has nights like these, and he and Damian, and it's suddenly Dame time, this man is a menace on offense. He's simply a nightmare. That's what it is, And that's a bad man right there when he goes off. That is a bad man right there. But again, look, it's a team sport, and at the end of the day, even though the team, there were all 4 starters, they had double digits in points, it still wasn't enough. So I think obviously, like they said, this team needs to regroup, as Terry Stotts said. They need to regroup, and they need to figure out a way to stay in this and stay alive in this series, and not only that, win the series. You got 2 games left. You're down 3-2 to the Denver Nuggets, and again, it's back to the drawing board for these next 2 games. The good news for the Blazers, though, is the next game is tomorrow at 8:00, and it will be in Portland. And then Game 7 will obviously be in Denver. But Nate, there's still hope because nobody has taken momentum yet. And again, it's been an up and down series for each team. But this is tomorrow. Obviously, both games are must wins for the Blazers, but tomorrow is definitely a must win. Game 6 is a must win. And we've seen so many legendary Game 6 performances, Nate, throughout the course of the NBA. We got LeBron when he faced the Boston Celtics when he was with the Heat. Klay Thompson, like I mentioned, hit when he set the 3-point record previously in 2016 against against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So we see some pretty iconic Game 6, and hell, maybe Damian Lillard goes for another 50-point game. I don't know. But all I know is the team overall, they got to do a better job of getting everybody involved and, creating a good supportive cast around Damian Lillard. Obviously, Damian Lillard is your star, but you also got guys like CJ McCollum, Carmelo Anthony, Robert Covington, Yusef Nurkic. You got a lot of good players on this team, and everybody needs to get him, and everybody just needs to get involved and do what they need to do to give the Blazers the next 2 wins. So with that being said, I wish the Portland Trailblazers the best of luck. I wish the Denver Nuggets the best of luck as well. So far, it's been up and down series, like I said, but it's been a very entertaining series. We got Dame time versus the Joker, so I think that's a good matchup right there as well. And this has been an entertaining and fun series. It usually is because the past couple of years, the Nuggets and the Blazers have been going back and forth against each other in the playoffs. So it's always been entertaining. But with that being said, again, I wish both teams the best of luck, and we'll see what happens in Game 6.